Hello there, it's your boy Dabby Dale, and welcome back to Dabby Dale Podcast, The Black Evolution, Part 9. And today, we're talking about our favorite topic. That is Breonna Taylor and maintaining momentum. Let's get into it. So, when it comes to Breonna Taylor and her murder, understand that it was a murder. This story seems to me has been swept under the rug. Now, that's a problem because while everybody was talking about George Floyd and yes, you should protest and yes, you should get out there, no one's really talking about Breonna Taylor. They're not maintaining the momentum. And I warned y'all guys about that. I warned you guys to keep the momentum going in terms of all these black murders, in terms of everything such of that nature. And so I'm going to remind y'all again with this podcast to keep the momentum going. With the Breonna Taylor, the officers have not been charged. Now, in case you guys are wondering about Breonna Taylor case and everything, let me show you a clip about the Breonna Taylor case and the quote-unquote new information that was picked up. And then I'm going to talk to you guys about maintaining the momentum. So let me go ahead and roll the clip.
Now to newly released video in the deadly police shooting of Breonna Taylor, an EMT who was killed in March inside her own home. For the first time, we are seeing the chaotic moments after she was shot. Here's CBS's Jerika Duncan.
Come outside.
This new video, taken in March by a neighbor of Breonna Taylor's, shows a small army of police officers with their guns drawn, arresting Taylor's boyfriend, Kenneth Walker.
Keep walking back. Look backwards.
Police claim they had a no-knock warrant for Taylor's home because of a drug investigation. But the lead officer, Sergeant Jonathan Mattingly, told investigators in a newly released audio interview that on the night of the deadly shooting, officers did knock on Taylor's door.
Our intent was to give her plenty of time to come to the door because they said she was probably there alone.
But she wasn't. Taylor's boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, a licensed gun owner, fired one shot, striking Mattingly in the leg.
I got 4 rounds off, and it was like simultaneous. It's boom, 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 boom.
But in Walker's interview, he claims officers did not announce themselves, and he thought they were intruders.
All of a sudden, there's a whole lot of shots. We both dropped to the ground, but I just hear her screaming.
CBS News legal analyst Ricky Kleeman.
The whole point of the no-knock warrant is not to knock and announce, because what you're afraid of in a drug case is that the drugs will disappear.
Police did not find any drugs in Breonna Taylor's apartment, and officers were not wearing body cameras when they executed that warrant. Well, today, state lawmakers announced a plan to introduce a bill that would ban most no-knock warrants in the state of Kentucky. Margaret?
Jerika Duncan, thank you.
Okay, now that I've discussed and shown the clip about Breonna Taylor, I want to talk to you guys about the situation that's going on. Number one thing that you guys need to know is that the officers that killed Breonna Taylor have not been charged and or fired. You know what this means? This means they are continuously able to do their jobs and get away scot-free and not face any repercussions or consequences, or they have not faced any repercussions or consequences so far. This is a problem because we need to still maintain the momentum and still maintain our grip on them and get them to be charged and or fired. They should be fired for what they did to Breonna Taylor. Y'all know the situation. They thought, they did a no-knock warrant, and on top of that, they just barged in there and started shooting shots. Breonna Taylor's boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, he thought that, hey, it's a burglary. I'm being burglarized. But they still continue to shoot at him. That's a problem. So going forward, we need to maintain the momentum. Keep the momentum going. Keep the momentum going. Never stop. Always keep doing what you're doing. Yes, continue protesting about George Floyd. Yes, continue to do this. But you're not focused on Breonna Taylor. Focus on Breonna Taylor, too. Because her life mattered, too. She shouldn't have been gunned down in her own house. That's a problem, too. So I'm just saying, always continue the momentum. And let me show you an actual picture of these 3 officers. Now, the 3 officers that killed Breonna Taylor are Brett Hankerson, Jonathan Matherly, and Miles Cosgrove. These 3 officers murdered Breonna Taylor. And as you can see from this picture, they seem very happy about it. They seem almost glad that they killed her in that picture. And so I'm just saying that we need to maintain the momentum. Keep the momentum going. Keep the momentum flowing. Never stop with the protesting and everything else. That's my main message to you guys. Focus, do what you need to do, but also maintain the momentum with George Floyd and everything else. This is Dap Dan signing off, and here is the outro music. Hey. This is the Dap Dan Podcast, Part 10, coming to you next week.